North Surfer here. Welcome back to the channel. I am back with another Destiny 2 Warlock build. Don't worry, Hunters and Titans, I got you next. There's just a ton to cover, but anyway, we're going to be covering probably the best melee build. Yes, better than Hunter Grapple Melee, better than Consecration, and better than Titan Bonk, the Hammer Throw with Warm God Caress. This thing is actually insane. It actually got a rework. I'm gonna show you guys how like it, like how everything works. But Winter's Guile is the exotic gauntlets that we're gonna be going over today, and I use this in a solo Lawless Frontier, and it's you don't even have to shoot your gun. Literally, the only reason you have to shoot your gun is to build your prismatic up. It's actually really nuts. Probably the best melee build, or the best melee build. This thing was already crazy, but now it's even more crazy because you get stacks of damage that go all the way up to 400%. So I'm going to show you guys the artifact. I'm going to show you guys the fragments, everything, my build. I'm going to go over all that stuff. So let's get right into it, shall we? Alright, so for the exotic armor, obviously you want to go with Winter's Guile. It just got a rework. I'm going to show you guys how that rework works here. And also for the weapons, you want to go with something that's going to give you prismatic energy fairly fast. For me, I go with Festival Flight. It's really good, and it gens some orbs as well. And I'm also going with Winter Bite to give me more darkness debuff, and I will be getting my lightness debuff from the Electro Slide melee. So this is my armor that I'm going with. I'm going with hands on, double hands on for more super. I'm going with 2 melee fonts because I only have 168 melee. So when I get those orbs from my festival flight, I will get pretty much 200 melee, and you're gonna stack that with the OP 400%. It goes up to I'll show all the percentage for each stack of Winter's Guile up here on the screen right now, but it goes up to 400% when you get Warlord's Fury times 10. I think it's like 300%, but with Warlord's Fury, it's 400%. And also, the chest piece, it just doesn't really matter. Whatever activity you're doing, I'm using Recuperation and Absolution. So when I get an Orb of Power, it reduces all my ability cooldowns. And then I'm using Powerful Attraction, Time Dilation, and Distribution on my class item. So it gives me even more ability cooldown when I'm using my Phoenix type. So next, I want to go over what fragments and all that stuff, and then I want to show you guys I want to show you guys the way the exotic works. It's really cool. It's a really amazing rework because Warlocks, we've been hill bitches for the past forever how long well Radiant's been out. So. All right, so for the prismatic class, we're going to be going with the lightning surge aspect, and then we're gonna be going with Feed the Void. Feed the Void is really important because I'm gonna show you guys the artifact that I'm rocking as well, and it makes this build even better. So make sure you guys have Feed the Void on. We're gonna be rocking a Storm Grenade, a Jolt Targets, and Arcane Needle. Super strong. All right, for the fragments, we're gonna go Facet of Balance, Facet of Awakening, Facet of Protection, Facet of Bravery, so we get that unraveling rounds. Honor Grenade Launcher, and we're gonna go with Facet of Blessing, so we get that health regen, and we can regen our allies if they're near us. So when we're going crazy, we're just slide meleeing everything. All right, I want to show you guys how this build works. So pretty much you just get stacks. All right, as you can see, times 2, times 3, and then when you do a finisher, let me see if I can get one of these weak without killing it. Hold on. Let me just throw this on real quick. When you get a finisher, you get more stacks as well. You get 3 stacks. So if you're in like high-end content, I honestly would probably start out with the finishers. And then you get Warlord's Fury, and it's pretty much just unlimited melees for like 10 seconds. So it's kind of like a free Transcendence, as you can see here. When Warlord's Fury is up, and then you have to pretty much regain the stacks all over again. And when you are doing all the way up to Warlord's Fury, you're getting up to 400% damage. So if you're in high-end content, I would probably recommend to start with the finisher, so you can get that times 3, and then you can go and just go crazy, Just go crazy with the melees. Obviously, you're going to be getting way more melees because you're probably going to be proccing Transcendence. It's going to be free. So when you get Warlord's Fury, it's pretty much just free melees. And as you can see, I'm weakening everything because of Devour. And I'm also... Yeah, I'm weakening everything because of Devour because it's just super nice. It's just really, really nice. So make sure you guys have Devour on. I'm going to show you guys the artifact that I'm using next here in this build. So yeah, that pretty much just covers why I think this is probably the best melee build. As you can see, you stack it and it decays over time. So if you're at times 9 and it goes down, it's not going to completely erase it. It is going to make it to where it's times 8 and then times 7, as you can see, it just trickles down. So like you can just keep building it and building it and building it. And this is the artifact that I'm using here, Dielectric. Defeating arc debuff targets grant bolt charge. So you already get 1 stack of bolt charge when you do the lightning strike. So this is going to give you even more bolt charge, and arc debuff targets spawn an orb of power and heals a small portion of health. So this is going to go hand in hand. This is really, really strong. And also Armor Smith, breaking the combatant shield temporarily grants you damage resistance and increased melee damage. So once again, we're going to be getting even more melee damage. I think this is like, this might be like a big buff. Honestly, I don't even know if anyone knows. It'd be nice, but it's probably like a nice melee buff. So also we're going to be going with right here, Singularity Blade. While you have a Void Elemental buff, which is Devour, melee and sword hits weaken targets, while melee and sword final blows create a weakening burst. So you're pretty much just going to be weakening everything. So it just makes this build just absolutely insane. Like rapid final blows against weakened combatants grant you Devour. So you're already going to get Devour anyway. So, and then you're going to have that Void Elemental debuff. And then finally, defeating a weakened target spawns a tracking projectile that weakens other targets. So you're going to be defeating a weakened target, and it's going to spawn a projectile that's going to weaken other targets. So if you're in, that's the artifact mod. So if you're in like a room like I was in Lawless Frontier, which is tons of ads, you're just going to be weakening and going crazy. Let me just show you guys real fast. Let me get Devour, and boom, you see, just going to weaken everything. You're going to get Warlord Sigil, proc, you're going to do a finisher, boom, Warlord's Fury ready, times 400. You're going to get 400% damage, and you're going to get unlimited melees while you're in Warlord's Fury for at least 10 seconds. So this is honestly the best build. It's the best build in the game for melees. It's honestly is. So yeah, that's how the exotic works. And yeah, so if you guys enjoyed the video, I hope you guys did. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe, and we'll be back with more build videos and more Destiny 2 content. And I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.